What would you do if you were betrayed and oppressed by a system meant to protect you? Would you choose the path of peaceful reform or would you turn to revolution to achieve justice? Good day, I am Jhosua Peralta. It's a pleasure to be here with you today to talk about El Filibusterismo, one of the greatest works of our national hero, Dr. José Rizal. This novel, written as a sequel to No Limitangere, is a powerful piece of literature that delves deeply into the injustices and corruption during the Spanish colonial period in the Philippines. Unlike No Limitangere, which had a more romantic and hopeful tone, El Filibusterismo presents a darker and a more bitter picture of society. It was written by Rizal during his time in Europe and was published in 1891. Through this novel, he continued his criticism of the Spanish government and the friars who oppressed Filipinos, but with a heightened sense of urgency and disillusionment. The story picks up 13 years after the events of No Limitangere. The protagonist Crisostomo Ibarra has returned to the Philippines under the new identity of Simon, a wealthy jeweler with close ties to the Spanish authorities. Simon is no longer the idealistic reformer that he was in No Limitangere. Instead, he has become a vengeful man bent on inciting a revolution against the Spanish regime to bring about change. Throughout the novel, Simon plots to overthrow the government by inciting unrest among the people. He uses his wealth and influence to manipulate various characters and events, all with the ultimate goal of starting a violent revolution. But unlike the peaceful reform that Ibarra once saw, Simon now believes that only bloodshed and destruction can bring about true change. The novel introduces new characters while also bringing back familiar ones from No Limitangere. One of these is Basilio, who was just a young boy in the first novel, now a medical student. Basilio has seen his own share of suffering under the oppressive system, yet he remains hesitant to join. Simon's violent revolution, the tension between the ideals of reform and revolution, is a central theme in this novel. El Filibusterismo also highlights the plight of students and intellectuals like Izagani and Placido Penitente, who struggle under the oppressive educational system controlled by the friars. Their fight for academic freedom and representation is another form of resistance against colonial rule. And it resonates deeply with the broader themes of the novel. As the plot unfolds, we see Simon's plans to become increasingly elaborate, culminating in a grand scheme to bomb a gathering to prominent Spanish officials. However, his plan ultimately fails, and Simon is forced to flee. Wounded and with his plans shattered, Simon seeks refuge in the home of Padre Florentino, a sympathetic priest. In his final moments, Simon confesses his true identity to Padre Florentino, admitting that his desire for revenge consumed him. He dies filled with regret, leaving his treasured chest meant to fund the revolution in the pressed scare. At the heart of El Filibusterismo lies a deep commentary on the nature of power, violence, and means by which people should pursue change. Rizal asks us to consider whether violence is truly the answer to injustice or if there is a better path to freedom. Through Simon's tragic downfall, Rizal seems to caution against allowing hatred and revenge to consume us. In conclusion, El Filibusterismo is a powerful exploration of society on the brink of collapse, filled with characters who embody the hopes, frustrations, and challenges of the Filipino people under the Spanish rule. Rizal's novel continues to resonate with us today as it reflects our own struggles for justice, freedom, and national identity. Thank you, and I hope that this summary encourages you to delve deeper into the rich and complex world of El Filibusterismo and to reflect on its relevance to our history and current times.